Yeah. So this is going to be Verity's house. It ended up being almost 6 hours worth of video, so I tried to speed it up a lot in different parts. I slow it down in the parts where I'm like spinning the camera or I wanted to like really show off something. This beginning part, the house doesn't even look like this anymore, so I kind of didn't, I cut off part of it, and it's not that big of a deal. So what I did at first is I wanted to have, like, you walk into the kitchen and that's like there, is the kitchen, and you had like a little entrance, and then it stepped up, and as you can see here, I had it stepping up, and behind that little half wall I made a desk. And so I'm just trying to pick a chair, which I probably could have just cut out since I didn't use that desk. But so it stepped up there. I was still learning how to use the which platforms. I wanted to say planks, like that's a thing. So I wanted to have 2 bathrooms behind the kitchen. One that went for the main area, and another one that was for the master. But that ended up completely changing. So what I was trying to do is just trying to find like some kind of a funky way that I could do these platforms here. And so that's what I came up with right there. But I'll tell you right now, it doesn't stay like that. Yeah. Things change a lot. So what I wanted to do is have a hallway and have like platforms stepping down into the hallway, because I had 2 steps up, actually 2 going into the living room. You see, you have the one that goes to the desk area, and then there was that other one that goes to the area where the sofa and stuff was. So here I wanted to make the bed on a platform, but I couldn't figure out like how I wanted to do it. This is supposed to be a small house. It's practically a starter house. All I had was the money that Verity got from her, marriage inheritance. And here I was thinking about putting a oval or rounded, whatever you want to call it, platform there, but it didn't work because it was like showing through the grass, and then the bed wouldn't fit, and I would have had to make it huge. So maybe I'll do that in another house. But here I was trying to see, well, maybe that bed would look better in the other room. So I was, I moved the bed into the other room, tried putting a platform there. That didn't work. So I'm like, okay, I really want to do a bathtub on a platform. So let me just try to figure out exactly how I want to do that, because I was getting really frustrated with trying to figure out the bed. So I was just, and that's the thing that I love about Sims 4 is rooms, because I can build this separate from, the regular house in a room, and then just move the room into the house and, try to situate everything around it. So I was just trying to figure out like how to put everything in, and then I couldn't figure out how to move it, because everything with platforms is like a separate room. So yeah, here I was rearranging the kitchen to go around that platformed area that I had made, because I wanted to have it kind of sunk in. And this does end up changing some in the future, but it's still basically, this is what it is. So I decided not to cut it out. I'm sorry the camera's spinning so much. So yeah, I put the bathroom that was originally behind the kitchen over there behind the living room now. And this is where the bed ends up staying, but a lot of this ends up changing. I was just having a hard time, like, trying to figure out, like, the platforms and everything. I don't know if this is the part where I slowed down the video because I was spinning it so much. It has to be. It's not spinning as bad as it probably would have. But I was trying to figure out the platforms, and I'm convinced that there's a problem with the platforms, that they keep changing heights randomly, but I couldn't find, like, an exact spot to, like, cut the video to show, you know, to put on the forums or whatever, to show them what was happening. I think it has something to do with, like, trying to put a platform by a corner. So I keep going. You'll notice probably I do it several times. I keep going out to the kitchen to see, okay, here's where it's flat and here's where it goes up once. Here's where it goes up twice. And then I just kept having to try to count because it's very confusing. Even like the bed's sunken down, but you don't know that it's sunken down. There's no like thing that's telling you, okay, you're this many levels up, you're this many levels down. You know, like if you change the wall heights, you know how many levels up, how many levels down you are. There's just no way to do that. So here I have the test sim trying to get into the bed, and I realized it was because that platform was 2 down instead of 1. So the bed's, she can get into the bed. So I was really happy about that. I think, I'm not sure if I cut out the part where I was trying to figure out if that other room would need to be bigger or not. So now I'm trying to figure out, like, the bathroom situation. And I put in an archway there to look at the tub because it's the master bathroom. Nobody else should be in there. I had thought for a couple minutes about like starting to decorate, put dressers in and stuff. That's why I had opened up buy mode for a second there. And moving things around, I kept like the roof kept like losing part of it, so I kept having to go up to the roof and like enclosing the room. So once again, the platforms were changing on me. Sorry, this is spinning like really bad. I mean, I tried. I really did. I cut this video. It took me hours. So, okay, this part, I just cut to this one part where I'm showing what I did with like the laundry and stuff. But it didn't end up staying that way, so I didn't, like, show it completely. So what I wanted to do was, you know, just make it have, like, a blank slate as far as the walls and the floor. So that's what I did. I put just regular white carpeting on the floor, white paint on the walls, just so it wouldn't be the you know, regular stuff. And then I put, you know, the trim on the, what's it called? The platforms. Now here I was trying to match, I didn't realize until this point how much I had deviated from the original house. That I was trying to build a house that would match in with this neighborhood. So I tried putting in a porch like the porches, at the houses over there, but nothing that I did looked right. I tried making, and here's about the time that okay, let me just say that I spent a lot of time there. You know what, this part, I just switched over. It's kind of random, trying to like narrate this because it's like, I don't even know how to explain. So what I had done is I moved the house to Brindleton Bay because I felt like there was absolutely no way that I could match those houses that I was originally going to have her live by. Okay, so now what I had done was I found a picture of a house that I kind of liked because I couldn't figure out what to do with the roof. And I decided to make it a modern house instead of the house, you know, matching those houses out there. And I really had a hard time, like, trying to figure out where to put her. You know, because the only place that has sort of modern houses is Oasis Springs. But I didn't feel like Verity was like an Oasis Springs type of girl, you know. So here I am just trying to make the roof look kind of more of a modern type thing. And I tried to cut some of this out because I really mess with the roof a lot. The roof and the roof trim. Not really the roof itself, the roof, the trim around it. Okay, so I decided on this color scheme, and then I was trying to make something, I was trying to figure out what to do with that area there, because I liked how in the picture they had the two, you know, separate roofs, and it had the one back from the other one, but I couldn't figure out, like, what to do with the other roof. So at first I did a half wall, but then I started, like, I pulled out this lip in the front, like, kind of like an overhang. But then I found these, they're not roof trims. What are they? Wall trims and freezes or whatever they are. So I started messing with those, and now I've gone to messing with windows. I was just kind of all over the place, and that's where I always am when I'm building. Like, I get frustrated with one thing, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to stop doing that for now, and I'm going to work on something else, and I'll come back to that, you know. So there's where I decided to, you know, how I was going to do those steps, which I really like. Okay, it's freeze. I saw it like pop up briefly, the name of it. So yeah, this is, I'm sorry that it's moving so fast. I really am. I was thinking about editing it again, to, you know, slow some parts down, but... And here I was trying to see if I should make like another column or anything out front. And then moving that ended up messing up the roof trim and stuff that I had, or whatever it's called. So now I'm like, okay, this doesn't work at all with the original setup, like the way I had originally had it, where you were walking in the kitchen, you know. So, you know, eventually that thing where things hang up on, like the clothes hang up on, that went away, because there was just no place to put it. So the way I had it was, when you're walking into the house, you're 2 steps up. So I ended up having, instead of doing a second platform down into the kitchen, I did these stairs, and I think it looked really nice. I really like how that turned out. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that little indentation that I had made, that I originally had like the washer and dryer stacked up there with the refrigerator. Yeah, see, I've got it like that, like I had it before I moved the house. And now I've decided that I'm just going to move everything forward one, because I didn't really feel like it needed to be, the house didn't need to be that long. And now you can see how all of the platforms have made them different rooms. So I was trying to like do that. And then for some reason that wall trim or whatever it is started coming in on the inside. I'm not sure where I get to the part where I actually fixed it, but I did figure out kind of a hack that helped me fix it. I'm not sure. I guess it's not around now that I do that. But yeah, and for some reason it kept wanting to like paint the inside stuff on the outside, and And then I decided that doing the washer and the refrigerator there wasn't a good idea. And I thought, well, let me put just a bathroom here. And you're probably looking at that bathroom saying, that's not going to work. Well, you're right. And I do figure that out eventually. I really like how those step downs look in the hallway, though. I really like that. So now I decided that I had liked how that couch and stuff had been kind of on a platform, but I didn't want to do that because I wanted the couch and everything now to be by the front window. So I made a platform for a desk instead. And like I said, I just kind of like, I all over the place. Like I do one little part and then I come in, I do another little part. Now I'm fixing, again, this changed on me. It was because I kept like removing it from the inside of the house because it kept, see, there on the left there. And here's how I fixed it. I cut out a long part of me trying to figure out how to fix it. I guess I should have made the part with me fixing it a little bit longer. But what I had done was made half walls for that room. And then I took and I removed the half walls and made them actual walls. And it took away that trim. So, and now I'm just like trying to fix all of the heights of the platforms and stuff because once again they changed on me. Like I said, I can't find like a specific part of the video where everything changes. And now I removed a bunch of stuff. Now here is where I realized that bathroom isn't going to work at all the way I had it set up. So I decided to take out the shower and just make it like a half bath. So that, you know, you just, it has just a sink and a toilet. So there's only going to be one shower, at least for now, unless I add on to the house. Which kind of sucks because, and here I was trying to think, oh, I guess I paused for a minute. I was trying to think, if I should put a shower, you know, another bathroom in there. And I'm like, no, it just seems kind of weird to have like 3 bathrooms in a small 2-bedroom, kind of like a starter house. So yeah, so I changed my mind about where the doorway to that just single toilet goes. And I made it so that it's, oh, and here I wanted to see how much money that Verity has. So I brought up one of the video where she had moved. Yeah. And then I did this several times. I think I might have cut some of it out of the video. I was trying to figure out like a color scheme for that kitchen floor. And I changed it over and over and over again. I ended up, I never decided on anything. I just made it like a plain color, and I figure I'll just change it eventually. Like when I pick like counters and stuff like that for her, I'll figure out what exactly I want to do. And I didn't leave this wall paint there. That tile isn't there anymore either. Wow, that's spinning really bad. I thought I got all the parts that were spinning really bad. I apologize. That's the way, and that's the way I play as well. I spin the camera. And it makes it really hard for me to speed stuff up. See, a lot of this hasn't stayed the way that it is in the video, so I probably could have cut a lot of it out, but I was just trying to find the different varying colors of paints that looked good. Okay, so this is the next morning, and I had decided that I wasn't going to leave anything in the house. No furnishings at all. So yeah, I picked that flooring that I swear to you, I've never seen that flooring from Eco Lifestyle before, but that's what I picked. I picked that flooring from Eco Lifestyle for that room there, and I spent a very, very, very long time on the windows, like an insanely long time. And it wasn't letting me put any windows right there on that ledge, and I ended up deciding to go to the max wall height, which I know is kind of weird for like a modern house. Normally they wouldn't, but yeah, and now I'm just trying to line up all of the windows because that platform made that window higher. So I had to like step them around and match them up, and then remove the ones that, you know, I didn't actually want. And I put these in the master bedroom, and then after I looked at them, I'm like, no, I don't like that at all. And ended up deciding to put just these neat 2 windows that would go over that area, that the, whatchamacallit, where the sunken bed will be. And I changed out the window that I originally had out front. And it took me a very, very, very long time to do this kitchen. I mean, I just kept changing my mind about how to do it and how to do the windows. I was trying to line up with that other window, that front window. And then I thought, you know, with it as high as the walls are, I wanted to see, well, what would the wall height, or what would the height be with if I eventually put cabinets up in the kitchen. So that's why I put that up. And then I decided that whoa, that spun a lot. Sorry. Oh man, I am so sorry. So yeah, I decided to use these spa day windows where that tub is on the platform. Eventually I do find that, oops, there is a single window that is like double paned like that. See, there it is. I put that window in there. So now I'm still trying to find like what windows do I want for that kitchen. And I decided not to go with the long window. And then I thought, well, actually, if I had a window that goes over the, you know, over the counter, over the sink, so you can like look out the window while you're washing dishes or whatever, that would be nice. But then I'm like, wow, the walls are so high that I could actually, you know, put 2 rows of windows there. And I'll tell you, that window patch, man, I am like addicted to messing with the windows and stuff now that I can use Alt and move the windows around. Well, now I decided, you know, to change the door, because I just like grabbed the first door and made it the front door of the house, and it had been a 1-tile door. Well, then I realized that all of the doors that I liked were 2 tiles, and the window that I had there the whole time was actually a 3-tile one. So I'm trying out all these different windows and could not find anything that I really liked to go with that door. And eventually I was like, okay, well, this looks good and this looks good, but I don't know, you know. So I ended up at some point here pretty soon taking pictures of every single one of them so that I could just like compare one after another, instead of like having to pull the window off and kind of forget what it looked like. It should be soon. Wow, this video is a lot of window moving around. So, yeah, I mean, I really like, okay, here's where I had done it. Okay, so I'm comparing the pictures of the of the different windows and trying to decide, like, okay, which window do I like? And gradually here I do, and I sped down this part because otherwise you wouldn't have even known what the heck I was doing. But I decided, okay, I don't like this one, I don't like this one, so I just started deleting the pictures. And then I was just comparing the 2 that I decided that I like, and that's the one that I decided to go with. So now I start doing the landscaping, which is funny because when I started back, you know, doing this, I was thinking, oh, all I have left to do is the landscaping, but I ended up doing a lot, especially, you know, once I started with the windows. And I was looking at the picture, and at the end here, I guess, somewhere at some point, I'll show you the picture of the house that I was using. You know, I didn't, the floor plan itself I did, but the outside I kind of copied off of a picture that I found, you know, just doing a Google search. But I wanted to put that tree there like they had in that picture, but it looked kind of weird. And I think that, like, I should have had, like, one more tile to the right there in order to make it look like the picture, the way they did it in the, you know, the actual house build. But I didn't want to add a whole, like, part to the house, and, you know, so I was just trying to find something that looked good. I ended up finding this tree, and I'm like, that tree is so cool looking. It took me forever to find, like, a placement for it that didn't cut through the window, if you're wondering why I keep zooming into the kitchen there. And then I decided, you know, let's do something a little fun, and I put in like a llama topiary there. And then I couldn't figure out how I wanted to do the mailbox and trash can, so you'll notice that I moved that a lot. So I was trying to pick a terrain paint to use, like to go under the house, you know. So here I'm doing just some terrain paint. I know I did cut out part of the terrain painting because it ended up being so much of the video was just terrain paint that I ended up cutting it out. And I was going to do, like, the entrance to the house with terrain paint, but then I decided to do just regular tiles instead. So that I'm just trying to pick out, like, which tile did I want to use to go there. And I picked that one with the little stones, and then I decided I should have something to the left of it, so I put more of those pretty flowers. And once again, I'm trying to figure out what on earth to do with that mailbox and garbage can. And it just, like, nowhere that I put it looked good to me. And this is where I finally ended up putting the mailbox, and I'm really happy where I ended up putting it. Hopefully the mail person doesn't, like, get too worked up about where I put it. And I just couldn't find a place for that garbage can. And then I changed the garbage can. I'm like, you know what? It actually looks really good there using that garbage can instead of a different one. And now I'm just trying to, like, make the grass look a little bit different, because that grass is very, I don't know, very green, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. So I was just trying to, like, make it look a little bit different. And I was trying to find there a green grass color that kind of matched that, so that I could just kind of blend it with the other grass, the other things, you know, because I put some dirt and stuff. See, there's where I cut out, because I had been obsessing about that grass for, like, a really long time. So I think this is the end where I'm just showing, you know, this is the finished house. And then I'll have some screenshots, and here they are. Whew. Talking that long, like, super fast to try to keep up with what was going on. Wow. I like I said, I've never really done this before, you know, doing a voiceover. So yeah, there we go. That is the house. It looks like I don't have a picture of the actual house that I built. Actually, I can just stick it on the end here, so you'll actually be looking at the house now. All right. Bye.